you a brief introduction. I like to call myself an ethnographist, or an ethnographer of sorts. So essentially what I do is I listen to people for extended periods of time, and then I create stories that usually take the shape of plays, and I share them with people like you in the hopes that you may begin to understand something a little bit more about their own culture that perhaps you didn't know before. So the story that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight is called Karima's story. Karima is a Muslim girl that I got to know a little over 3 years ago. I lived with her family for 6 months and followed her around from her home to her job to the mosque to all sorts of different places, just in an effort to kind of understand her a little bit better. And I constructed this 7-minute shindig on the finding of her faith. So tonight I'm going to share that with you, and hope you enjoy the ride.
I'm not going to use the mic. Can everyone hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. Great. Okay. I want to believe, but I can't. And I want to wear hijab, but I can't. So just give me a sign that you're real, please. I remember that night, how vulnerable I felt, how sad and scared and angry and naked I felt. And I just remember feeling so alone. That was the fall of 2007 and my first real taste at freedom. I remember walking down the Paseo Grande at SJSU and looking at all of the different clubs and fraternities that were lining the wall and having all of them yell out at me, trying to get my attention, but only one of them did. The MSA, the Muslim Student Association. These women in hijab fascinated me, the way that they stood out so bluntly, so proudly, wearing their cloth over their heads, signifying their religion like nobody else. There was something so confident in their stature. And I remember wanting them so badly to call out to me, but they didn't. So I turned around and walked back again, and this time, one of them did. She said, "Excuse me, would you like to learn more about Islam?" And I said to her, "Well, actually, I already am Muslim." The woman pulled me into an embrace. I have never felt that kind of love before. After that, I started hanging out with the women of the MSA a little bit more, and I realized something. These women, though they cover themselves from head to toe, they were no different than I was. They still went out on the weekends, they still partied, they still had fun, some of them even swore. But there was something that was so much more confident about their stature than I ever had in mine. Something that I wasn't ready to deal with yet. Until one day. I was running up and down the same Paseo, and there was this bench full of guys, and they were all just kind of staring at me in a really uncomfortable way, and one of them yelled out to me, "Hey, little mama, you looking real good." Hey, little mama, you looking real good. Hey, little mama, you looking real good. Hey, little mama, you looking real good. I felt so sick. I remember running all the way down to the girls' locker room in the gym and just collapsing there in the bathroom and asking myself, why? Why do they think they have the right to talk to me like that? What gives them the right to talk to me in any sort of objectifying manner? What makes them think that I like that? What makes them think that it's okay to talk to any girl like that, especially me? When I caught a glimpse of myself, what they wanted, they already had. Everything that I was, they'd seen. There was nothing hiding about me. And I found myself asking right then in the bathroom, God, if this is why you ask women to wear hijab, then show me a sign that you're real. And he did, in 3 ways. That next week, I was driving up and down Capitol Expressway in San Jose, and I looked out my window, and I saw a woman in hijab driving in a car next to me. Okay, whatever. I look out my other side, and there's a woman in hijab running down Capitol Expressway. No one runs down Capitol Expressway. Anyone. Turn on my radio, and there is a Palestinian Muslim woman giving an interview. Americans never hear about Palestine, ever. Taking these as signs, as I knew they were, I immediately drove to the mosque. And there was a speaker that day. His topic? Muslim women and the hijab. Coincidence? I think not. He was talking about why Muslim women wear the hijab. And I remember him saying, we don't ask women to wear it because they are less than men, because they somehow don't stand up. No, women wear it to gain respect. Because you see, men pale in the face of this beauty, and they cannot concentrate on our words. And it was like something, for me at least, clicked. And I ran outside, I broke out my phone, and I started calling all my friends asking, would you support me if I decided to wear hijab? What about you? Would you still be my friend? Would you still want to be seen with me in public? What about you? Would you still be my friend? Would you still want to be seen anywhere with me? And they all replied, yes, Karima, yes, of course we would. That night, I decided that it was about time I owned my own faith. I took up all these signs, and I went back home, and I told my parents that I wanted to wear hijab. And I remember my mother cupping my face in her hands and saying, oh, Karima, are you sure? And I replied, yes, Mama, I'm sure. Looking back, I understand why my mother was so worried about me. You see, taking on the hijab is not like making any other religious commitment, any commitment at all for that matter. Because even today, I still get people saying rude and hateful things about me. Things like, you are the reason why hate exists. Your religion is one of the devil. Your religion is sick. Your religion holds women back. You are the reason why women cannot find jobs in this country. You are the reason why women in other countries are forced to wear hijab. But I say to those people, no. My religion is one of peace, and it is one of love. Because you see, now when people speak to me, they see my face and they hear my words rather than looking at my curves. Allahu Akbar.